Good morning, everybody. I'm Haunted, and today we're going to do a little get ready with me. We did one get ready with me that was like a kind of a no makeup look, which is like one of my go-to things that I do lately. And then today we're going to do the other one, which is more of an obvious makeup look. Maybe I don't want to say goth because that always makes me think of like white. When you paint yourself white, but maybe like a grunge type of deal. So we're just gonna start out same way as we did in the other video, which is a clean canvas. So the very first step is that you're gonna wash your face, especially scrub around that eyebrow area, because the first thing we're doing is eyebrows. And I like to always make sure I have a clean, dry canvas to work with. If you have moisturizer on from last night or anything like that, that makes a slick surface, this is not going to draw on nicely, and like to have a nice dry surface. One thing that I didn't mention before, I just forgot to, was I really love this thing. It's called PMD, and it's just like a vibrating silicone face scrubber thingy. And my mom gave me this. She got it in one of her beauty boxes. It might have been like FabFitFun or something she got it in, and she gave this to me. And I was like, I think she must not have realized what it was or something, because she loves stuff that helps you scrub your face or scrub your scalp and stuff like that. Anything that's scrubbing, she liked. Anything that's exfoliating or scrubbing, she loves stuff like that, because she was always like all about like clean, 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 clean. And also she loved silicone, and also she loved teal and aqua. So this was like all of her favorite things right there. I think she must not have realized what it was. And I was like, Mom, are you sure you want to give this to me? This is totally your thing. And she was like, no, you go ahead and have it. So I was like, okay. Then I kind of felt bad, but yeah, she gave me this from out of her beauty box. And so I've had it for a few years now, and I just love it. I think it's fantastic. And it's silicone, so it doesn't really get scrungy. It stays pretty nice. So that is what I oftentimes will wash my face with. Then you just kind of smooth your eyebrows out into like a halfway decent shape as much as you can. And we're gonna do the same eyebrow pencil as last time, okay? Which is by Benefit, and it is the Precisely My Brow pencil. This is a really nice pencil. This is my favorite eyebrow pencil I've ever had before. I usually hate eyebrows. I actually don't hate this thing. And it has a nice twist up top, so you don't have to worry about getting out where to put the damn pencil sharpener, And so I usually like to start with this eyebrow, because this one has a little bit of better shape than the other eyebrow. I got a mirror over here right by the phone. And just start, I like to kind of start over at the edge here, like at the arch, and try to make sure that I, try to fill in a halfway decent shape. And then, after I'm finished with this side, I will go over and try to copy what I did over on this side. And usually it's not a perfect match, my eyebrows are not a perfect match, and so my drawings of them are not a perfect match, but I think it's close enough to look normal. Another part of my morning routine that I just love to do, and I realized that I hadn't done it yet before I came over here, is I had to get a big old glass of water. You'll probably comment down below, it's disgusting. I like to get some apple cider vinegar. And I like my BC powder. I know these things aren't good for you. BC powder, they're not good for you, but they really work. And, at least thankfully I don't drink it or anything like that, so I've got that much going for me. Now I have my BC powder and my vinegar drink. delicious. That's pretty much what I do since I don't drink Diet Pepsi on a daily basis anymore, since I quit smoking. My dad and my brother just think that apple cider vinegar is like the nastiest, most disgusting thing ever. But I feel like it's kind of like, I know it doesn't taste good, but neither does beer, neither does coffee, neither does like half the other shit people have, you know. It's kind of like an acquired deal, and that's what the apple cider vinegar is like. Like, I know it doesn't taste good, but in my head it tastes good. So yeah, just finish up these eyebrows here and we'll be moving along. Got eyebrows on, so the next step is to get our skin ready. We actually are going to do a little foundation today. But before that, we're going to do Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For No Filter Mattifying Primer and Complexion Perfector. This is my holy grail product. I love this so much. Throw it on, even if you're not going to put on any makeup that day, just throw it on before you leave the house. And you'll just look at the difference and be like, oh, well, that's not as bad now, sweet. And it only took 5 seconds, you know? It's really nice. So just anywhere you have any amount of glare and or pores, just put it all over. You know, and you could have a glare on your skin even without having oily skin. You know, I kind of have combination skin, so like my cheeks, for example, will get dry, pretty dry, but still like right around here, a lot of times there's some shine, even though it's dry. So it's just nice to give it more like a matte, poreless type of finish. Love this stuff so much. And then we're going to get into eyeshadow, which is very exciting because I have a brand new palette from Notoriously Morbid that I haven't tried out. I ordered this back in, I believe it was September, and I got it in the mail in November, but that was when I was on my break from the channel. And I actually have not used it at all or tried it out all this time. So let's take a look at it together and then we can put on some eyeshadow. I'm just putting a little lotion on my super dry hand here. So that way if I do any swatches, it's not going to be looking all chalky from my dry hand, y'all. Okay, so this is called Rusted Essence. Notoriously Morbid, they make everything to order, so it takes a long time for your items to ship. So most of the time when I place an order with this company, by the time I get my stuff in the mail, they're sold out of it and it's no longer available on the website. So when I show you these things, a lot of times they're no longer available. So as of when I checked, I didn't check this morning, but I checked the other day, this is not available right now on the website. But you can probably find some comparable shades on there if you'd like to take a look. And even though they may only have their palettes up for a short period of time, and then they sell out and they're gone for a long time, they do sometimes restock a palette once in a while. So keep an eye out for that if you really love. I love the fall colors and the teal background. You guys know teal is part of my heart. Here's the back of it. Look how cool. It's so awesome. And then we have the inside. Here's the inside. So we've got a couple of nice mattes here, a moss green and an orange. metallic orange. These over here, these three are not that exciting. Probably the most exciting ones to me are these three here, which are all very metallic. We've got a metallic chartreuse, silver, and purple. Very nice. So I don't want to swatch this whole thing, but let's go ahead and swatch this row. Okay, so that is that metallic row that I said was exciting with the chartreuse, the silver, and the purple. Very nice. Love that. Okay, so, you know, I was going to go with the silver for today. I was planning on that silver because it has, like, it's like a grayish silver, but it's very metallic and it has definitely a green sparkle, green shift to it. But after swatching, I mean, that green is just killing it, y'all. That green is nice. Maybe we ought to do that. I think we should. What do you think? Yeah, you're right, we should. So before we can do eyeshadow, we need to do primer for the eyeshadow. So I have Milani eyeshadow primer, lightweight, invisible finish, works on all skin tones. And just put some of that on. I have more Notoriously Morbid stuff to show y'all too on a different video. I was going to do an all-on-one video today and I was like, no, I don't want to take forever on here. So why don't I show those on another day? But this is from September purchase. I also got, they had some very, very amazing and special palettes out Black Friday weekend. And I just recently got those in the mail. And I opened them and I looked at them and I was like, oh, they're amazing. So I'll try to do a different video to show you those soon. The palettes are no longer available because it was like a special thing they were just doing for Black Friday weekend. But they have a lot of the shades from those palettes still available on the website, just as little individual pans that you can put in a magnetic palette. So you can pick out which colors from the palettes you were super crazy about and get those. And I just saw those up still for sale the other day. So we've got primed. This is just this is a super old Coastal Scents. Does anyone remember that name, that brand, Coastal Scents? Eyeshadow brush from a palette that my friend Christine gave me ages ago. And it's just the perfect thing. I love it. It's BR-C-N02. I'm sure you can't get it anymore, but here's the shape. It's just, it's old as crap, but it's my favorite brush. So just gonna go all over the lid with this delicious green. And now that we've got our eyeshadow on, the next step is going to be foundation. So the first thing I have here is a Real Techniques you know, beauty blender or whatever, makeup sponge that I have dampened. And then we have my favorite foundation, which is It Cosmetics, and it's called Your Skin But Better CC Plus Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint Brightening Glow Serum, Broad Spectrum SPF 40 Sunscreen. Here it is. No other foundation will do. This is the foundation. I love it so much. I use the shade Light. So I'm just going to get some on my beauty blender here. I actually haven't used any foundation in a while, but I figure might as well do it for one video since I do use it once in a while. And then just dab it all over the place. Blend it in. These large sponges are sometimes a little difficult to blend when you're getting right up in the corner of your eye here. So what I do for that, if I need some extra blending beyond what this sponge is doing for me, is I get this brush, which is the Morphe JH08 Jaclyn Hill brush called Anything Creamy. This, they no longer make this. I think Morphe is gone, right? Morphe is closed down, and Jaclyn Hill is closing down, and they haven't had the JH08 brush in production for some time. So I would just, you know, if I have excess foundations not blended in, I need to get in right up in there. This little thing gets it perfectly, blends it perfectly. I love this so much. You can't get it anywhere because it's discontinued, and it's been discontinued for some time. I managed to find one on eBay, and I sent it to my friend a while back. But other than that, they're gone. They're gone, girl. So if anybody knows, comment down below if you're familiar with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH08 Anything Creamy brush. What is a good dupe for this? Here's what the brush looks like. It's like a foundation brush, but the head of it is smaller so that it can get in to the small spaces, okay? Let me know a good dupe. Comment down below if you know. But, you know, I didn't use a ton because the more you use, the more... When you get old, you don't want to use a lot of foundation because it's just going to make you look old. Just use a little dab of foundation. So I didn't really need to do that much blending. So we're all set there. Now, what are we going to do now? Eyeliner. Let me set this stuff out of the way. Set all this stuff out of the way that we're done with. Okay, so eyeliner. I have two. I got these in a kit from QVC. They're Laura Geller. It's the same Laura Gellers we used in the other video, girl. I have the two skinny ones here that came in the kit. There's two like chubby pencils and there's two skinny pencils that came in the kit on QVC. So Laura Geller Ink Credible Waterproof Gel Eyeliner Pencil. And there's a brown shade and there is like a graphite gray type of shade. This one is called Brown Eyed Girl. This one is called, surprisingly, Indigo Night. So I guess it's supposed to be like a dark blue, but it looks pretty much black to me. I'm going to go with the Indigo Night for today, because I think I used the brown one yesterday. So yeah, the makeup I had on yesterday was this same exact look, except for I just had on a different color of eyeshadow and a different color of lip that I'm doing today. But other than that, everything's the same. So I'm just gonna do lower only, right along the lash line here. Lower lashes only. Okay, so got the eyes rimmed in the kind of charcoal color underneath here. Now we'll do mascara. I still like to do 3 different mascaras, 3 layers of 3 different mascaras. First layer with the crappiest, third layer with the best. I haven't tried these 2 mascaras yet. They're just like samples that I've had because I threw out those other 2 that I said weren't great in the last video. So this is, try this out, Tarte Big Ego. I need to buy some real tubes of mascara and figure out what I want. Like I might get a CoverGirl and a Dior Show, or a CoverGirl Lash Blast and an Estee Lauder of some sort. I need to look and see what they have. I wonder what I was using for mascara back when my mom was alive. Maybe I can find it on an old video somewhere. Not impressed. I like the brush. The brush is really nice, like a nice big fat fluffy brush. That's typically as good. But, you know, I'm not seeing a big difference here. I think this is like, I think this stuff is too thin or something. It's not really doing much of anything. We were having like gale force winds yesterday and there was a lot of storming going on. I'm looking out there now and it still looks pretty dark and gloomy, but it doesn't look like there's, I think the wind and the rain have passed and it just hasn't really gotten very bright outside yet. So hopefully I can put my plants outside and water my plants today because it was raining too much yesterday. This one is BH Cosmetics Stellar Lash. Like that looks horrid. This might be old. I just grabbed it from out of a makeup bag because I was like, what do I have that I can try instead of what I've been using? This might be old. Yeah, that's garbage. That's garbage. But yeah, water my front yard plants today and put the stuff back outside because it rained a bunch yesterday, but I have a lot of my plants under that metal roof we have now, so I don't know how much they actually would have got water on them. Okay, and then we'll do the third layer, which is the Good mascara, and it is Laura Geller Casual Longwear Mascara. And this came in that same kit with the eyeliners that I got. And now that we are finished with mascara, that is everything for eyes. We're all done with the eyes. Let's get back to that face. So what we're gonna do now is bronzer. So I have 2 options of bronzer. And you guys, I have nicer bronzers than this, but you know, they're just not what I reach for some reason. Like I've got a Charlotte Tilbury and stuff like this, but what I reach for the most often is my cheap ass Milani. It's perfectly good, you know, and in shade 01 Sunlight Silky Matte Bronzer. Milani. This is what I always reach for. I brought an alternative that I also really like a lot. I'm not sure if they make it anymore. I bought this a couple years ago, but it has like a gigantic pan, and I don't wear bronzer all the time, only when I'm doing this look, so it's like lasts me forever. It is Marc Jacobs. This is also a really nice one. This is probably the one that I reach for the second most, just because like it's nice. It's a nice matte bronzer in a big old pan. It was a good value. It was on sale when I bought it. It's a good value for a big old pan like that, I feel, for a high-end brand. This is Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan in shade 104, Tantastic, Marc Jacobs. We're just going to do the Milani because that's normally what I do in real life, is I reach for this Milani. And the brush I have is by Urban Decay, and it's just like an angled blush brush. This brush is ancient. I've had it forever. It's a nice heavy Urban Decay brush. You know, again, I have brushes that are newer and, you know, nicer than this one. But this is the one I always reach for. It just feels like the perfect brush to me. So just gonna swirl my bronzer here, and I just apply it like I do blush, same as I do blush, but I just want to do a brown color with this look instead of my other look that I like to do, like a sheer red or a sheer pink. So temples to all the way over the cheek. And when I do bronzer, for some reason, I always do my forehead as well, even though like I wear bangs, nobody's ever gonna see my forehead, but I always just do my forehead as well, like just around the edges. So that's bronzer. We have one more step for the face, and then we'll move on to lips. So the next step that you could do potentially is just, you know, a little bit of loose powder, just a little dab of loose powder of your choice with a brush. But I'm going to show you something that I like even better than that. And that's just, you know, maybe the nose and chin, just to set it and forget it. Nix any potential shine later in the day. But this is another Holy Grail product. Another one size fits all, no color needed, no shade needed. It's Mally Evercolor Poreless Face Defender. Okay. And it's kind of hard to open. There we go. It looks scrungy because I've used it a bunch, but it's just clear. It's just like a clear balm. And I mean, if you look this shit up, you see people, I don't want to ruin my sponge because I don't have a lot of these, so I'm not going to do it, but people will literally like put oil all over their arm, so it's like super slick and shiny, and then they'll take this and dab it over, and it's just as poreless and as matte as can be. Like, this shit is amazing. This will nix any potential shine coming up in the day and set your makeup with just a dab, just a tiny little dab of it, to just get that sponge and then dab it. Makes your skin look more matte, more poreless, just like our Peter Thomas Roth primer did before we did our makeup. But this is like that same stuff, but for after your makeup. And it works like a dream. So check that out from Mally. Can't go wrong with it. Can't mess it up. It's great. It comes with this little sponge and a bag. So that's our whole face. All we got to do now is lip. My lips are so dry right now. Winter. I got some new colors from Notoriously Morbid. And I thought we could swatch these really quick and see how they look. So the first shade, these are probably still mostly or all available on the website if you like any of these. This one is called Mystic. And it's like a very, very super light purple with a green metallic shift. I mean, that looks really cool in the thing. So we're gonna swatch. And then we'll look and see. Then we have what looks to be a flat purple. And this one is called Mystic Matte in the shade 1692. Okay, so that sparkly gem right there, that's this one. And then this is the 1692. Okay, and then we'll look at this last one, which is the darkest one, and it is Make It Rain, but this is from their winter collection. It's R-E-I-N, rain, like reindeer. And it is a very like multi-chrome, brownish, purplish, goldish. Here's what we've got on Make It Rain. So that's our 3 colors. What do I want to wear? It's so hard to decide. You know what I might want to do? Is do this one with some of that over it. Because this one's like a flat color and this one is so pale shimmer. Like that might be a cool layer, you know? So let's give this a go. So this is what 1692 looks like by itself, which I really like it a lot. And now we'll try putting on some Mystic on top and see how that looks. And this is what it looks like with the Mystic, this one right here, layered on top. I did do 2 coats of the Mystic on top because one didn't look like it was showing up like a significant difference. But I think 2 gave it like a really nice, pretty, you know, metallic finish, glittery finish. And I really like it a lot. I feel like this would be too pale to wear on its own, but that's perfectly fine because like although this is nice, I like their metallic finishes, so these 2 together is like a really nice combo and definitely worth having. Very happy about that. So that is everything for makeup. Now I'm just going to brush my hair with this Ambassador Germany brush. I did find that they do still sell these, so I guess at some point I could replace my brush with another one just like it if I want to, but I guess I just like to try new things, and I was hoping to find a different one that I liked, but it seems like most of the brushes today are duds in my opinion. So pretty much I just brush it out and my damaged hair breaks off a ton. And then I get Batiste dry shampoo in the scent Cherry. And I just go all through my roots with that. And then just brush it in. And I do this pretty much anytime that it's been more than a day since I washed my hair. And I haven't washed it since Sunday because, you know, after you dye your hair, then you're supposed to wait a few days to let your color set in, I guess. Or otherwise it'll just like wash out a lot faster. Because normally I wash my hair every other day. But yeah. It's been a while since I just dyed it. Try to let it. I'm really excited about this new color. It's the brand Schwarzkopf, if I'm saying that right, Schwarzkopf, in the shade Charcoal Fuchsia. And yeah, I've been super excited. So the next step, which I have to do off camera, is just to comb my bangs down and flatten them with a straightening iron. And then I'll take some of the front sections of my hair like this and just lightly run a straightener through it just a little bit to kind of flatten out, just to kind of have more of a smooth look instead of these, like, you know, I wouldn't really call them waves, bends in the hair, bedhead bends. Got the hair done. And so last but not least, we would, part of this routine would be just to throw on a couple of necklaces. So I've got a cute little spooky bat here and a cute little Grim Reaper girl, and you'll see why in a little while when the next video comes up of a spooky unboxing. And then for outfit, what would go with this makeup is just anything from the brand Disturbia. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this little look and this peek at Notoriously Morbid and some of their newer products. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned because I'm hoping to have up for you in just a few hours a very spooky, very big, very fun unboxing. See you again soon.